Are we gone?
Yeah,
Go on. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Froe Show. My name is Frank Mencken, and I'm joined, as always, by my beautiful co-host, Joe Murray.
Hello, Frank.
And we are finally, after like almost 2 years, joined by the incredible, the wonderful, and the beautiful, and incredibly talented.
Thank you. Wow.
Sam Rees.
I'm flattered.
Welcome to the show.
I've heard so many compliments in my life.
I can give you more if you like.
Honestly, do it. I was
The
neglected
most
as a child.
incredibly mustachioed, buzz-cutted, fantastic fashion sense having, cinematographer, director, producer, other adjectives. Sam Rees.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's good to be here, man. I love your set.
Thank you.
Thanks.
As this is our second. No, this is our second set. This is our first guest on this set. This is the first guest sitting down on this set.
I'm breaking the set virginity.
Well,
Shit.
sort of. So we had Micah on the show a little while ago who painted that beautiful thing, which we can finally put up now that we have someone here.
Hell yeah.
So we had him on the show, but you're our first speaking guest.
Amazing.
That's just here to talk.
That feels good.
That's all you're here for.
That feels good.
Yeah.
I like talking.
Yeah.
It's kind of like 95% of my job.
Yeah. Would
talking.
you say it's 96.5%?
96.22.
That was a joke for like maybe 3 people.
I didn't get it.
That's all right. You know, it's totally fine.
So I just ran on my own, bro.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, man.
Are you enjoying your farm experience?
I am. There's cows outside. I like that, bro.
Okay,
Very far from the city.
I think this is you're probably the first person that has even remotely commented on where the set is on the show.
Yeah, there we go.
We've never actually spoken about it.
Really? Okay,
No.
well, it's out in the middle of nowhere. Kind of feels like I'm about to be a part of a snuff film. If I end up on the deep web,
you know why.
It's I mean, the Silk Road's gone, so it's hard now. But
Yeah, well, you got to use the Linen Road now.
yeah, the Linen Road.
No, it's like those, you know, and like
Cotton Road.
big rappers like Logic have their like farms out in the middle of nowhere where they
Yeah.
have like their studios. set
Oh,
up.
yeah, it's like
that's
Al-
basically what this is.
This is Al Patrone's house.
Yeah, yeah. Al Pacino is
Al
the
Pacino. Yeah, Al Capone is what I was going
Capone is
for.
who you were going for. Okay. Anyway,
Same diff.
with that out of the way, this is Sam.
Nice to meet
I'm gonna
you.
say welcome again. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
the show. Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you want to talk a little bit about yourself? What do you do? Why are you here? Why do you deserve to be here?
Why do I deserve to be
Pitch
here?
yourself to the audience.
I'm a white male. We can start
Done.
with that.
All right, well, thank you so much for listening to this. You press the wrong button.
Oh, that one. No,
No? Do you know what you don't know what you're doing?
You normally do this.
I know. Anyway.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was interesting to watch. No, I write, I direct. I'm working on a few projects that Frank knows about. Feature film, short films, documentary,
Yeah.
film festival, all of them. So yeah, I guess that's why I'm here. I'm here to talk.
What do you want? Well, let's talk a little bit about your films.
Okay.
Which ones can you talk about?
I can talk about most of them. They're all
Okay.
mine.
Which one? Let's do one. Which one do you want to talk about most at the moment?
I think the one that's coming out the soonest, The List. Basically, The List, right, is kind of this weird idea that I had when my grandfather passed away. He wrote this like list to my nan that was like, I've never read the list, I've never seen it, but I've been told what was on it. It's basically a list of tasks for her to do to keep her busy.
Right.
Because they met when she was in high school. She was 16, he was 18, and they were together until he died at 60.
Right.
So it was like a long time they were together. And for 20 years, I believe, or 22 years, it might have been, he had multiple sclerosis.
Yeah.
So it was like they were together pretty much every day, every hour for like ages.
Yeah.
And he left her this list to keep her busy so that she wouldn't be like just without anything to do. And I took that idea and I spun it and I was like, how do I make this interesting? Because like as much as I'd love to write a movie about my nan and pop, I also don't want to do that. And so I spun it and I added a protagonist called Tilly who has cystic fibrosis. And it's pretty much that she's written this list over the period of her being together with her boyfriend. They're together for 8 years. They get married. And when she passes away, he gets mailed the letter. And so it's pretty much our good friend Jordan Martin, who plays Ethan, is just pretty much reading this letter. I didn't go into him completing the tasks.
Yeah.
Pretty much it's kind of voice-overed film from Tilly's perspective. She's reading the note, but he's visually reading it.
Right.
And there's little cutaways to things they've done together, times that they've met, all these little things. Our cool friend, I don't know if you've met Cameron. Have you met Cameron?
Maybe.
Cameron Brown.
Maybe.
He does visual effects, and so we got some really cool stuff
I haven't
done
met
from the
him.
beginning.
I've seen his stuff.
Yeah. I think I showed you like Well, he's working on some really cool stuff for the beginning of it, because she uses this really cool analogy that I wrote. I say she, it's mine.
It's my writing.
Why'd I do that? I believe I have the script here.
Oh, do you?
I can quote it.
He's brought things.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
I do have a backpack full of things.
Yeah.
I always carry this backpack.
Wow. All right. I respect it. I don't carry anything with me. And like if it's not on my phone, I don't have it.
Oh wow, that's rough. I'm on a paper copy. I'm a paper guy.
Killing those trees, man.
Wow.
We live on a farm, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, dude. You guys contribute to half the methane in the world. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Well, no, my neighbors
You can't. Yeah, your neighbors do. You know what? Your neighbors are pieces of shit. I hope they watch this podcast.
Say that louder.
Yo, pieces of shit. I'm joking. I love you all.
Thank
It says right here. It's like, see, I always compare life to stars. One day out of nowhere, we're born a result of chemistry. We grow, and then eventually out of nowhere, we simply vanish. And so he did this really cool like CG edit of like a star being born and then dying.
That's so sick.
And it kind of leads in. But yeah, it pretty much follows as he reads this list, and then the very end, it kind of goes from him being a mess to him actually completing some of the things. He ends up traveling, and I'm gonna keep the end a secret, but it's really cool. I like it. But yeah, that's one that I'm working on. It's a short film. It'll probably run for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I believe. Maybe 15, 20.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really keen for that to come out. Filming Tuesday, so should be out. What's the date today? 18th.
This will be out next week Monday. So
It'll be out in like 2 weeks.
I have no idea what date that is.
Have
Monday.
a premiere.
That's a pretty quick turnaround from shooting to.
I got really good people. I got a really cool editor.
Monday's the 22nd. So
Monday's the 22nd. Yeah, I'd say it'd be out like early in December. So like 2 weeks from it's being released.
wow.
Which would be cool. But yeah, there's that one. There's a feature film that I'll talk about a little bit more later.
Yeah.
And one more short film that I'm working on that's really cool. It's about two corrupt police officers who find out that their dad was also corrupt. And then in
bad
turn...
cop, bad cop, and bad
cop, bad cop, and bad cop. Pretty much. It's literally like, I love it.
Bad cop, worst cop, and terrible cop.
It's pretty much ACAB. The whole film is pretty much ACAB. And so, like, the storyline, I'm going to keep it, like, pretty like minimally explained on this podcast because I think is one that people will love to watch.
Yeah.
But basically it follows two police officers, their brothers, who go to clear out their father's estate after he passed away. Now their father was a tenured police officer. Like this guy is like high up. Top of the line. He's pretty much, he was the superintendent for a while, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Anyway, while they're clearing out his estate, they find this random map of like places at Mount Cootha, and they're like, "The fuck is this?" And they're like, "Holy shit! What if this is like evidence? What if this is money, drugs? This would be cool to find, and we can sell this shit, make a buck, and just fucking fuck off and quit."
Bounce.
Yeah. And so they go out there, all giddied up, ready to dig up some shit. And what do they find? They find a lot of bodies.
Oh no!
And every single body on it has carved into the chest what they did. And so it's
he was like bad cop.
Yeah, he was like visual anti-cop, but there's some things in there that you're like, oh no, he was like, one says faggot. So it's like, he wasn't just killing people that should have been, you know, put out of their misery. But yeah, there's like pedophile, all these things. Anyway, it follows them. Pretty much one cop is arguing with the other cop about whether they should report it or not. This goes on for a long time. Conflict, tension. Very end. Big old gun battle.
Damn.
The resolution's quite great. You're gonna love this. Cop 1 kills cop 2, deciding what to do, whether he calls it in or not. Ends up getting out his little fucking tactical knife, carving into the chest of the other cop, Pig, and just fucking burying him. Fucks off. And I was like, yeah, that's it.
Done.
So Jordan and I are gonna play the two cops on that one.
That's so good.
I'm not gonna say who dies. I don't know who's gonna die.
Whoever wants to take their shirt off for a film.
Whoever wants to take their shirt off for a film. I'll take my shirt off for a film.
Yeah, bet.
I want to. My ultimate goal in life as an actor and director is to earn the title DILF. Without having children. Like just some Shia LaBeouf shit. Actually, he'll be a legit DILF soon if you've seen that. He's He's got a kid in the oven,
Shia
apparently.
LaBeouf?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I saw
Shia
him,
LaBeouf.
I saw him in good old TMZ the other
got
day.
some kids now.
Some kids. I don't know how I feel about that, but
That makes me feel kind of
yeah.
strange.
it's strange and uncomfortable.
actually. Feel funny.
It's what that makes me feel. That makes me feel funny.
Yeah, just weird.
What kind of
Just
funny?
weird.
Not that kind of funny.
I mean, with everything that's going on, it's kind of like, do you really want kids, sir? Are you mentally stable enough for kids?
Look, if Shia LaBeouf wants kids, the man's gonna have kids.
The man's gonna have kids.
He's made that decision.
As he once said, do it.
Just do it. Just do it. Just do it.
This one sounds
Damn.
so quick.
I want to talk a little bit about your podcast. I want to plug that
okay.
real early on.
Hey.
Let's talk a little bit about Crambles, because I was a guest on your podcast.
You
And
were.
I had a blast. I had such a good time.
It's pretty
on
great.
your show. But tell us a little bit about it. What's the go? What's the move? Why'd you start the podcast? Just
Okay, so the idea, I was originally going to do like a documentary series, like way early on. Like I had this idea and I was like, oh dude, how cool would it be if I did like little 2-minute, 3-minute things with artists about what they're doing and their work and stuff like that. And then I was like, I don't know if I have the time to produce that. That's a lot of work. I have to go out, I have to film it, then I have to cut it down to like 5 minutes, and then I have to edit it, and then I have to distribute it. And I was like, and if people don't watch it, that's gonna make me feel sad.
yeah, no, I'll cry.
And I was like, yeah, what's a really easily digestible thing? And literally at the time, I was listening to probably the worst podcast on the planet, Impulsive. And I was like,
that
wait,
show.
it's so fucking bad. But I was like, wait a minute. This is really easy to digest because it's literally just shit talking.
Yeah.
And I was like, but their guests are really interesting. I mean, they had Howie Mandel on. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, this was actually insightful. This was cool.
Yeah.
Host of shit, but guest was cool. And I was like, I'm a pretty shit host. I'm gonna start a podcast. I'm gonna call it, I don't know. And Rachel Griffith, who used to run Creative Angle Studios with me, was sitting there and we're like, Creative Rambles, Creative Journey, and we're like, this is fucking gay. And she's like, what about Crambles? I was like, hold the
got it.
fucking door. I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I was like, that looks nice too. It kind of sounds like a cookie or a pie. If it sounds like food, people are going to watch it. And so we made the first episode. I pitched it to the space that I work out of, Visible Ink Youth Hub. And I was like, hey, like this is a really cool idea to get like local artists in who are 12 to 25, interview them and pretty much churn them into the space. And like, it's worked. Every single person who's come on the podcast has like some way or shape or form enjoyed the area. You came in at a really bad time because it's like peak COVID, so no one was there. But usually there's 10, 15 people in that space. But yeah, it's been really good. So the whole idea is pretty much just to interview local artists from the Brisbane area and kind of get their name out there. There's not a lot for that. I mean, publicity in Brisbane as an artist is hard. Really hard. Because there's so many. It's very saturated. And so,
there's not a lot of opportunities.
There's not a lot of opportunities. So people just literally hit me up. I've got like 2 guests waiting at the moment. I've got a tee up. I got another one. It's been in the like oven for a while. I got to invite her on. I'm a really bad host. I'm really bad at organizing times. I'm a busy man.
I mean, look, we've got like 2 or 3 people that we were like gonna have on, and it just like hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened yet. I mean, this has been like 2 years in the making.
Yeah.
I was supposed to come on like late 2020, right?
Yeah, I think we had one teed up late 2020. We had one like middle of this year.
Middle of this year, and both just like.
Just
so,
didn't happen.
Yeah, today it's happened.
Finally.
Yeah.
No, but it's just one of those things, right? Like it just doesn't happen. You know?
Yeah, literally. Sometimes it just is hard to do it. I mean, the day that we were supposed to do it, I had like meetings all day.
Yeah.
I just got teed up because my shit just comes through email the next time. I'm like, fuck. So it was intense. But yeah, the show pretty much, I didn't want to make it too serious. The first ever episode I did was with my boys, Jan and Doth, who are Bad Posture.
Yeah.
It was fun, but it felt really informal. It felt really formal. And I was like, oh, I don't like this.
Yucky.
I'm a very like casual person. Sometimes gets me into trouble.
Yeah.
But I'm working on that and professionalism. But I like my podcast informal. And so I think the recent episode that I did with Numty, Gabriel, me and him like clicked really well, and it was like the model podcast that I want to do. And our one too was like just informal, fun. You know, I'm talking about you and your art, but I'm also able to kind of like have just a general conversation.
Well, that was like the most fun that I have had on a podcast in a while. Like we get kind of complacent. You know, we just talk and like do our thing week to week, but then having like coming on the podcast with you like relit that fire, and I came back here and we were
you were like pumped,
stoked to get back into it.
Everyone's been saying they really enjoy it, and that's super cool feedback.
Yeah, I mean,
so
that's what you want, right?
I just don't want to lose that. And to be honest, I think we're gonna do a little bit more. The set's grown. The set's like got like lots of shit on it now. I got some paintings done for it. There's like photos up on the wall behind us. So it's ready for film, but I also want to like maybe get out of that space altogether, move it into my house so that I can have things like a beer fridge. You know, we can crack open a drink. Because you know it's an alcohol-free space, and like I'm gonna respect that. So I don't know. It's gonna get interesting. It's gonna be cool. I've
been watching a lot of The Cave recently. I don't know if you've seen that.
I haven't.
It's Kenny Beats, and he gets a bunch of musicians on, and he like in 30 minutes they make a beat, and the artists will freestyle on the beat, and like they'll be talking. It's all cut down to like 10 minutes, but they like talk and chat throughout it. But I reckon something like that would be a really good format.
Well, we've got a spin-off show that's coming. I'm not going to talk about it much because it's going to drop very soon. Right. So I've actually got two people. So I've got a co-host for Crambles now, who's going to be on every now and then when they can be. They're like a guest host, I guess. They're like a host residency. And then I've got a spin-off show with somebody else. It's called Shambles. That's all I'm going to say.
Love it.
That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
And
I'm already
already. And then also I have some segments I've been working on. I've just got to refine it. And it's funny you say the beat one because that was one when I have musicians on. I've got some like just general beats I've made over time. I'm like just going to play them. I tried to do it in the Bad Posture episode, didn't work because it kind of catches them off guard. So I think it's something that I have to kind of like prime them for. I started doing like briefs before we got onto the podcast. I'm like, hey, this is how it's going to go. We're just going to sit. We're just going to chat. Don't feel too bad about it. I'm going to pull some shit up. Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll just vibe.
And so, I was like, if there's any time you're uncomfortable, literally just press that button. It's the mute button. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Vibing.
We're set.
We've had some times. I think the Emma podcast, we were saying some defamatory shit, and I didn't want to get hit by a cease and desist where we just say it off mic. I'm about to say some sort of shit, turn it off, turn it back on. I'm like, it is what it is.
Makes it easier.
Putting it behind a paywall might help.
It does. It does. Definitely does. Yeah. No, but that's like with our episode with Micah. Like we just painted the whole time, and like we had so much
I actually
fun.
did see a little bit of that one. I did watch it because I was like, that's really fucking cool.
And it was like we had live mics. You had your mic up, but like we were just doing lives. It was so much fun, and like we're gonna get some of your like music people on soon, and we'll like probably make some beats or do something music based during that.
If you want some musicians, man.
And like we were trying to think, we talked about it a little bit. We were like, what can we do with Sam? We were like, just chat, just talk.
Oh, we definitely could have done something. You could have made you could have really made me crunch and write up a script and film it. But we could have done that. But then like, I feel like the issue is that because you're such a writer and director, like, I'd probably take charge and it'd be bad.
Well, yeah, you'd just be sitting there like, and we'd just be talking to each other. You'd be like, you just hear in the background, just like.
I reckon we do a spin-off episode, and it's like a tutorial on how to write.
Yeah, bet. We did a while back, probably like a year ago now, where we swapped jobs.
Oh, so, that was a fun episode.
We did an hour. So I had an hour to mix a song in a program I'd never touched before.
Which was it? Ableton?
No, Pro Tools.
Pro Tools. Oh fuck.
Yeah, and he had an hour to cut together a trailer for The Shining. And so we both did an example beforehand. So we'd both done it already. And then we came together on the show. Fuck. And just, like showed each other for the first time on the show. And it was interesting to say the very least. Mine was terrible. It was like I had the guitar like panning left and right the whole time.
It was on an auto pan going.
Some Billie Eilish shit.
Yeah. But no, it's fun. I reckon we'll do more stuff like that in the future. I feel like you as a person have so much to say that it's just like we'll just.
There's a fair bit to say, I guess. Yeah, I'm good at talking. I think
you're very much like me in that you just like talking.
Yeah,
that's why I love having Joe on the show because like he actually absorbs all the information.
There is sometimes where I just kind of sit here and hang out. And it's just like, I'm having a great time.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
no, it's great.
And like we have guests and like I'll be talking with them, and you can just see him like thinking. Processing, and then like. Maybe every 10 minutes he'll go, so what about this? And then like it's like some really insightful question where you're like, okay, all right, he's been paying attention. Yeah. No, it's good.
Yeah.
Balances me out quite
Balances
well.
you out. Oh, yeah. I have this thing, right? So this is going really well. I was really worried because I've done like a few interviews. I did an interview with the Sunshine Coast newspaper one time, and I just did one for like council internal shit, right?
Yeah.
They asked me a bunch of questions about like the space and like my work.
Yeah.
And I go like super like academic and
Yeah.
formal, and I'm like, bruh, like I talk
What
a
is
million
happening?
miles an hour,
Yeah.
just like use big words that I don't even know what I don't even know what they mean.
Question for you. Important question.
Go.
Were they wearing shoes?
They weren't. No, I'm joking. They were.
Yeah.
They
See,
were all
that's
wearing
the
like
difference.
they were all wearing like
That's the difference. We haven't worn shoes in
loafers.
like over a year.
This is really informal. Yeah, I like this. I like this. Feels comfortable.
Actually,
I kind of feel like
wonder what the last episode we wore shoes on was.
it kind of is like a commune. Like this is a
Yeah, it's a
hippie
bit,
commune.
it's a little bit disarming. But then I also realized that we've just got like feet pics now, just everywhere.
You should sell them.
But there's no point because our feet are just on the internet now.
You should censor them in every single episode and be like $5.99 to see our
Just
feet.
track them. Just track them with the blur the whole time.
Like auto key track though, so it's like sometimes they get a little peek and they're just
it's
like,
like a little pinky toe occasionally, just a little whoop. You know,
it's like when there's a
the
nip
cash.
slip in a film. That's pretty much the equivalent. They're like,
God.
they pause. I'm not going to say what's next, but you know,
They pause
they
and
pause.
then they replay the movie after it's finished buffering.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty much it.
That's exactly.
There
what
are internet
happens.
crashes,
Yeah.
and the Australian Federal Police burst to their door.
And
Plot
then Friendly
twist.
Jordie's is there for some reason, and like
Yeah,
he's-
so Friendly Jordie's is actually the terror unit. That's what's
Right,
happening.
okay,
Yeah,
no, you know what? That actually makes so much
sense.
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all a publicity
connects.
stunt, man.
It all connects.
He annoys the fuck out of me, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, go on.
I don't know, man. Like he has some really good points, and I think that he has a really good overall mission. I just think he's an egotistical fuckhead 95% of the time.
So here's my thing with Friendly Jordie's. I love him live. I cannot stand his videos.
Yeah, his videos are just really egotistical. I haven't seen him live.
Because he knows what his niche is. That's the thing. Like he perfectly aims towards that like incel like niche of like political people.
Yeah.
The one guy we all had in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yep. Yeah.
Just a fucking dweeb.
Yeah,
Who, thinks he's better than anybody.
Yeah. I remember, I have a very clear memory, and I'm not going to say his name because I think he's in jail now, but
Oh God. I don't know I don't want to know was he a tradie? Because
No.
then I guess the crime.
no, he wasn't.
Probably be
no, it wasn't that. No, it wasn't that.
okay.
It was something else. I'm not going to give any more information, but I remember we had a class together. It was like a personal development class.
Oh, God.
John and I went to high school together. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a personal development class, and it was like during the 2016 US elections.
Oh,
And the whole time he was just watching the ticker go up for Trump. And
he wore a Magda like.
Oh, yeah,
for sure. Red cap. He was a red cap guy.
Yeah, and he was just watching it go up. And I remember the moment that we knew that Trump was going to be president in the US. And like it was very split because half the class didn't care. The other half was like, that sucks. And then it was just him. He was like,
God, he was definitely like Hillary Clinton's a fucking liar. She's working for He's the same guy that probably casually dropped the N word like just
Yeah.
at a club. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
That's an exact estimate of that man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's in jail now or rehab, one of the two. Anyway,
I hope it's both.
He's doing well. I also hope it's, for his sake, I hope it's both.
I hope it's both.
Yeah. Anyway, where's that? Where's the? Give me the thing.
Yeah,
give me the thing.
The
Give me the
harmonica.
thing.
Yeah, it's time.
Give me the
It's
thing.
time. Wow, that was fucking dope.
There's a segue. I got something for you. I actually have something
Dude.
for
Oh,
both
I'm
of you.
excited for this.
Dude.
I've been working on a little project on the side. I just hit myself.
Oh, no.
I just working on a little project on the side. I'm doing a soft launch here on the show. I have not launched this yet. This arrived yesterday at 4 p.m.
That's fucking cool.
I know.
Perfect timing.
It has been in the mail for 3 months. 3 months.
That's a long
Anyway, I have put together a journal for creatives by creatives that is designed to be used as a daily productivity journal. I am on the show today gifting you to the prototypes.
Damn.
I have 2 other prototypes that I'm going to gift to some other people. I want you guys to use them and then give me feedback to make them less terrible.
Okay, I can do that.
So
Hell yeah.
these are your journals.
Whoa. this
I'm
was
going
so
to change
nice
the covers
already.
at some point so that they don't get all fingerprinty and gross. Because right now they get a bit fingerprinty. And
I think
gross.
it's just the gloss.
Yeah, so I'm going
Yeah.
to get a matte cover, I think, next. Or I'm going to get one of those, like, the fabric covers. Like, those are really nice. Like,
Ooh,
yummy
okay.
How much would they be to produce though? Was that like bump up the price?
bumps up the price, definitely.
Definitely. I think matte would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Just matte black.
But yeah, so there are 100 pages at the moment. There'll be like 200, 300 when they actually like get produced.
Dude, 100 pages. That's pretty much as long as my script. That's really cool. Habit tracker.
Yeah, well, I mean, most of them are repeated, like it's a journal. So.
I won't say too much what's in here. I'll
Oh
keep
no,
it
you
secret.
can share.
Oh,
what's in
okay.
there. Yeah.
Damn.
Go wild.
Dude, you've gone in depth. I think you sent me like an early draft
Yeah.
and had a look. This looks so good in book form.
Yeah, right.
And I will say, I'm going to show you right now because I like books.
You like books?
Oh, there's the Red Bull can. Dude, I'm going to show you how many books I have in here. I got
All right.
1, 2,
Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
Damn.
3, 4.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Well, quite literally
in my
5.
bank account.
Yeah.
my bank
Yeah, like all of them, dude. I got a micro
Wow.
journal
You are
Whoa.
to
crushing
like
it.
fucking do it. So hopefully your book can replace all of these.
Yeah, potentially.
Except for like the green one, because the green one's like my little like, dear diary, today I wanted to kill somebody. The man on the train was really annoying me. I thought about how long I would have to spend in prison if I committed an act of terrorism. So we don't want that one getting out.
No, you can keep that one.
Yeah, I won't put it in here. I don't want to ruin your brand. If the AFP is watching, I'm not actually going to commit an act of terrorism.
This is a joke. It's allegedly.
If my lawyer is watching,
whenever we say something somewhat illegal, we
Allegedly.
say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I allegedly. No, I'm not saying.
Yeah, I was about to do the exact same thing, and I
I
realized
thought
that's
about
a
it.
terrible idea.
Yeah, I literally I regret that already. Everybody who hates me was just watching that and they were ready to fucking bump a suit on me.
I was about to say the thing that I bought last week.
Oh God.
Dude, no.
I allegedly
so
have a
glad-
bag of pills in my top drawer inside my
Hey.
address at Fairyland Lane. Fairyland Lane. You can delete my address, please.
That was so much faith in our editing. I'm gonna leave that.
Actually leave it. If you want to come, I'll sign like your dildos. It has to be
No,
your
you know
mom's
what? You know
dildo.
what I'm gonna
though.
do? I'm gonna leave the number and nothing else.
Just change it to like Fairyland Lane or some shit like you post. Like
We're gonna cut.
clip
we're
that.
Gonna cut that.
I'll say it right now again. Fairyland Lane. Like just
Beautiful.
say it.
Yes,
Beautiful.
Dude, this is really cool.
Yeah, I'm actually stoked. I'm super
very,
excited
very keen.
about it.
I like how you left like adequate amount of space to write as well. Like it's not all just like filled up.
Yeah.
I did
That's
diss.
Joe's idea.
I don't know if you listened to my last podcast, but
I have not.
I dissed journaling a little bit because I was getting sick of it.
Did
And
you?
I was getting sick of like the social media bite side of journaling. The really like
Oh, the like
gratitude
wellness
and
goals.
yeah. Oh my God, today I feel grateful for the air I breathe. It's
Yeah.
a fucking given, all right? If you didn't, if you didn't have air to breathe, I'd be really worried. You know,
We'd have a
I would
real
probably
problem.
call a doctor.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't be able to because as fucking what's her name? The no air girl. I can't remember. It's Jordan something. Once said, "How am I supposed to breathe with no air?"
Oh yeah. The song. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
So, you know, I was getting sick of it and I dissed it. And then like I had some people, I'm actually, it was my girlfriend. She was like, you kind of hurt my feelings there. I was like, okay, well, maybe don't be a fucking white girl in the journal. But this might be good.
Yeah.
This might actually
It's simple.
revive
Have
my
you
faith.
seen the little note on the back?
For creators, by creators. I like that.
Yeah, baby.
I'm going to have to change my slogan for the clothing line because it's very similar.
I think it's the most basic.
It's the most
creator.
basic. Yeah, I think they all say it.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't change it.
No, leave it. I think it's part of it.
Maybe I'll just
gonna-
share stocks with you in the clothing.
Done.
Done.
I'm gonna chuck something on the spine too. I reckon.
Do it.
I don't know what yet.
I reckon something about like
Unleash your potential.
no, nothing really corny like that. I think.
What do you mean, bro?
I'm sorry. It's like he's already got it drafted up. He's ordered the second version.
I already bought 200 of those.
I reckon maybe like the amount of the hours that an average human lives because that's a long spine, right?
Dude, that's such a sick idea.
And then comma, make it worth it.
Yo, I'm not paying you royalties.
No, you don't
get
have to pay
any
any
of that.
royalties. That's fine. You don't have to do
That's
that.
on. That's recorded. That's
That's
legal.
That's legal.
Done.
If you're my lawyer, start writing it up.
Furiously scribbling as he's listening to the episode. All the defamation. This motherfucker has given out his address. He's defamed someone. He's talked about pills in his drawer.
Alleged.
Alleged pills. Sorry.
Alleged.
Alleged pills.
Alleged pills.
Alleged pills.
You can't. No probable cause.
No probable cause? I don't think that's the right.
There is.
Is it probable cause?
Probable cause. They can't get a warrant if they don't have probable cause.
Ah, true. What about improbable cause?
No.
Joe, will you be a doll and fix the cameras for me? Since I can't.
I forgot that happens.
Yeah. We're just gonna keep going. We don't need to cut. It's fine.
Nah.
This is just a part. This is not a professional show. This is what we need to get. This is
You need another 2 black magic cameras.
no.
No?
Nah. Do we
Fuck
look like
it.
we have the budget for that? I barely had the budget for that.
Damn, bro.
I actually didn't have the budget for that.
They're expensive.
It's a great camera though. I love it.
It's
I love it.
dude,
They are great.
they're fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
To be honest.
They're magic. Black magic. Hey.
I wonder how much they thought about that. Especially seeing it's a European company. They were just a bunch of white men. They're like, what do we name our product?
You got Joe. That's his real little giggle. That very rarely happens. I hope you know that.
Black magic. Yes. Product will sell very well in Detroit. So they really went there.
If we can keep that.
That's on the paid part of the episode, I think.
This is great. I'm having a great time, guys.
It was a little saucy. It wasn't too saucy. I didn't say
it's fine.
anything. I didn't say anything too saucy.
Keep it in.
Yeah. If you have any
let's get back to art.
Yeah, let's get back to
maybe
art.
do that. We'll circle back. Wait, where's my journals will be out probably early next year. We're going to prototype them and work them. Also, I'm going to get once you've used them and written in them a bunch, I'm going to get you to take. I'm going to get product photos and stuff with you guys.
Yeah, 100%.
So we'll take some sick photos.
I can even film some of the writing of it.
Man,
You
go
want me to?
wild. Do whatever you want to do with the journal. There's an Instagram page now, so I'm going to take some photos with them and go hectic. So tag the page, do whatever you got to do.
I will do that.
And we will make this sick. I'm so excited about this. It's going to become it's a whole brand. I have a whole branding strategy. Now that I actually have these in, I'm like, actually can get started.
That's like the quiet on set stuff. I did the same thing where I was like,
exactly. So I've got
once you have a physical product.
I've got this whole roadmap ready for these products. I've got like 3 other journal ideas like ready to go. So
dude, I'm so keen.
We're going.
And to be honest, once I'm finished with this one, I'm buying a second one.
yeah, hell yeah.
Well,
So I'm gonna really quickly before we move on. I've got these ones. These are like the general ones.
Yeah.
So these are going to be like your general everyday artist journals. I'm going to get really specific ones. So I'm going to do like visual artists. I'm going to do filmmaker ones. I'm going to do like get really specific. So I'm going to get you in for the filmmaker one.
Dude,
exactly what you
yeah.
need as a director producer.
Okay.
I'm going to work with probably Micah and a couple other artists and make a specific artist one. So that'll be things like getting trifold pages so that they can get bigger workspaces, like just like things like that, like really little things.
Yeah.
That really niche it down. I'm also going to do like a bunch of clothing and
Hell yeah.
and stickers and things like that. So we're going to go hectic with this. I'm so excited.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's going to be so good.
Yeah.
I'm so keen.
So early 22, that's going to come out. Once this is actually like getting off the floor. I also need to find someone who's not these guys to produce because I cannot wait 3 months for stock.
I can have a look around for you.
I would really appreciate
there's some print press like people that I know, so
Sick.
I can
Let's
get in
do it.
contact with them and see if they have the resources for your
Yep.
stuff because they're very limited. They mainly do like zines and stuff like that, zines and stuff like that, but they might be able to do hardcover.
All right,
So,
cool. All right, hell yeah. All right,
Transition back.
22, keep an eye out. Keep an eye out on socials. It's live already on Australia. The Instagram is Revol Australia. Go hectic. On Instagram is what I meant to say, not in Australia. Revol Australia. Go check it out. REVOL Australia. All right, let's move on.
Hell yeah.
What's up?
No. I said sweet.
Oh, I thought you were going to chat shit.
Yeah, these are trash.
These suck.
What a terrible name. What's it? Australia?
Revol.
Revel.
Revol. Because then you can, because it's a sick name. You could do Revolve, like re-evolve, or you can do Revolution, like re-evolution. Anyway, it's a sick name.
Evolution, straight up. Let's get rid of feet. We don't need them anymore. I just want us all walking around on stumps.
I want to know what goes through your head.
Yeah, you can't. There's never like I've tried explaining. I got a story.
All right.
really quickly.
Go on.
Yeah.
Last
Doesn't
night.
have to be quick. We've got heaps of time.
Oh, dude, last night, I've been hit with insomnia lately, like real bad. But like when I'm in the state of insomnia, I just keep working, right?
Yeah.
I keep doing what I'm doing. So last night I was like shooting ideas. My brain just fires off. Like it's got like a million things running through it. It's how I come up with like 95% of my like ideas. I'll be like just doing some random shit. I think when I came up with the idea for the corrupt cops when I was taking a shit, like no shit. And I was watching Facebook and there was like a video of like this cop doing like the fucking what's it called, the haka, like the New Zealand like yeah. And I was like, cops are real fucking cunts, aren't they? Trying to look good. They're out here beating minorities and shit, like my fucking Fortitude Valley cops. And I was like, fuck cops. And I was like, wait, fuck cops. What if like I write a story about cops getting killed? Well, that's a bit controversial, isn't it? Maybe I shouldn't. Wait, if I make him corrupt, it's fine. So I just started fucking logging ideas on my phone. But last night, 3 a.m, fucking couldn't sleep. Girlfriend was over. She went to sleep. I'm like, I want some snacks. So I like went up to the service station up in the road, my house. Got there, closed. I was like, fuck. Okay, what do I do? So I got an Uber into the city. 3 a.m. Phone dies. As soon as I get into the city, can't transfer money into my bank account. Fuck. I go to the 7-Eleven. I'm like, my guy, can you please charge my phone? He's like, yeah, just leave it here. I'll charge it up. I was like, thank you. I left it there. I bought some sushi. I was like, I don't want sushi. It's 3 a.m. in the fucking morning. What am I going to do with sushi? Walked up to a homeless guy. I was like, hey man, do you want a sushi? He's like, yeah, like sure. I was like, I had a chat with him and I was like, damn, I should write like a fucking short film about homelessness, but do it in the sense of like very similar to if you've ever seen Trainspotting, where it's just very chaotic and it delves into the mental health side of it. Because I feel very chaotic 95% of the time. Like there's not a single moment where there's not a thought going through my head. And I just like have this internal monologue that's going all the time. And I was like, I want the character to represent that. And so then I just started going. I got back home. I'm fucking obviously hyped because it was come up with a new idea. I got an Uber home. By the way, my Uber driver was fucking like weirdly a legend, but also I couldn't understand a word he was saying. He was like very deep Middle Eastern, and he was saying shit about like how he's made like $20,000 in a month, and I was like, yeah, that's fucking dope. And then he's like, how old are you, brother? I'm like 21. He's like, you married? I was like, nah, man, I got a girlfriend. I don't think I'm ready for that commitment. He's like, nah, brother, you gotta find a girl that loves you. You gotta find a job. I was like, thanks, man. Thanks, dad. I love this. I was missing this male figurehood from my life. I was like, damn.
And you signed the adoption papers this morning.
I did. He's now my dad.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks for that. Mohammed. I don't know his name. I'm just going to go with Mohammed. But anyway, I got home. My girlfriend's like dead asleep. I get back into bed and she obviously wakes. And she's like, how's my boy? And I was like, I just went to the city. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I was gone for about an hour. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah. And then I just fucking annoyed the shit out of her for like 2 hours. It got to like 4 a.m. in the morning. She's like, I'm going to fucking sleep. I was like, fair enough. I accidentally broke a nail. And I was like, damn, like this is why I'm so like hyper productive all the time. There's just always shit happening in my life. So yeah, there's no thought or progress to what's going on in my head. It just literally just...
It's just got...
It's quite literally a mess. I mean, the feature film, if we want to delve into that for a minute, I also have that in my bag.
Let's go.
I have a very early retention. It's changed a little bit. It's changed a lot, actually. I shouldn't say a little bit. There's a lot that's changed. I'm going to move this away from my face a little bit. I feel like I'm fucking up your audio.
That's fine.
But
it's not my problem.
At the moment, it sits at... There's still a lot to go in, but it sits at 101 pages.
Yeah.
This started off as a 45-page script.
Damn.
Whoa.
And then I threw out my ego because this whole film, the protagonist Sophie is somewhat... she's not fictionalized. She's just somewhat skewed representation of myself.
Yeah.
And other people I've met, and then everybody else in the script has a real life person inspiration behind them. I wouldn't say it's based on true events, and it is very personal, and there's things that have happened in my life that are in here, but it's still a majority fiction.
Yeah.
But I took away that ego trip in my head about like I don't want people to know what's happened in my life, and I just went fucking wild. And I was like, I'm just gonna make it fiction. I'm just gonna write it how it was, but change it a little bit. It still, to this very day, does not have a story plan. I just make it up as I go.
Yeah,
I know the basic foundations of storytelling.
Yeah.
I will write at that. And if I need to fix it later, I'll fix it later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I quite literally, as someone once said, there is literally no planning with you, is there? It's just go. I'm like, pretty much. If I have a script idea, I'll literally just fire up final draft on my computer. I can start writing. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I started writing this in March, and I finished the first draft.
March of 21.
Yeah, March this year. I finished the first draft like 2 months after that, because then I started casting like late March.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm ready to go, and then I rewrote the whole thing, and that led to some issues. I would do that differently if I was doing it again, because people came on when it was like a short film, and then they were like, holy fuck, this is a feature film now, and I was like, yes. And that obviously created some problems.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's now evolving. So now that I've got what I want, and I know exactly what I want, I've done a story plan.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it rock and rolls with me. I will just come up with an idea. I'll start writing it. Originally, this was completely different. I came up with the idea for this in 2020 when I was living out of Brisbane. Yeah. And it was Rachel and I writing over Zoom. And I was like, dude, this is going to be so good. And then she kind of dropped off as a co-writer. University got busy. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to go fucking ham with it. And the first few months of me living in Brisbane, January, February, March, I didn't have anything to do. I wasn't doing uni. I was just kind of fucking floating in the ethos. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck do I do with my life? And then like I stumbled across the council enterprise program, and I joined that, and that gave me a lot of time to work on this. And I just completely fleshed it out. And yeah, there's still more to go. We changed a lot. I really grew as a writer from writing this, and it was a really weird process, because when I started writing this, I'd only ever written like maybe 15, 20 page short films. Yeah. And then like obviously when you write something of this like caliber, your whole writing like progress, the way you write characters changes. And it got really academic, because I did do a few units in like screenwriting, and I was like, fuck, okay. I changed a lot, and so then I had to pretty much rewrite it all again, and that's the process, and I'm still in. It's a very hard process, but I grew so much as a writer from this, that now my next feature film that I do, which I am really excited for, there's 2 feature films that I'm writing at the moment. They're both very polarizing. One's completely different to the other. Yeah. One is about the MS one that I told you about before. One is about a could be aspiring Olympian who gets diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and then it kind of follows her journey with that. And the very end is very happy. It's the first happy ending I've written. It was pretty much she joins the Paralympics. Yeah. And like she fucking crushes. Yeah. The other one is about the drug culture in Australia, and like how people in low socioeconomic areas like Caboolture and that's a very easy route for them. Yeah. Because it's like, okay, jobs aren't paying much. I'm getting paid like $19 an hour. I'm getting 2 shifts a week. How the fuck am I supposed to eat? I can sell some pills and be making $15,000, $20,000 every 2 weeks. Yeah. And it explores that. I wouldn't say it's, because Breaking Bad, right, I didn't watch it when I came up with the idea of it, but then when I watched it, I was like, fuck, this is Breaking Bad. Yeah, this is going to be very interesting to kind of like differentiate. And I hate when that happens, because then it like kind of hits me as a creator. I'm like, fuck. This isn't original. But I've made it original, but it does definitely follow that greed of money and drugs and the things that it can do with you. And he does some pretty fucked up things in there. Yeah. And it explores like the moral decay of a character that, look, people will argue with me on this, but I think it's inevitable when you get into that world. Yeah. I think it is quite inevitable if you're doing it on a dirty street level.
I mean, it sounds like the drugs version of Nightcrawler.
I've never watched Nightcrawler.
Jake Gyllenhaal movie. It's really good.
No.
100% recommend.
I should watch it.
Essentially, it's like he gets into freelance like journalism, like the guys that go out at night and they go to like crash scenes and murder scenes and things like that, and they film like the footage, and then it's like a bidding war. First person to get to the news station gets the prize.
Well, I've watched a documentary on that. I think it's called Shot at Night or something like that on Netflix.
So this is it's a very similar concept. But it's basically like he gets more and more corrupt because he wants to get the footage first. So he starts like causing accidents, and like he starts arriving at places before accidents happen, like things like that. So it feels like a very similar kind of vibe to that, like the moral decay of a character.
It is, and then it takes a very dark, twisted turn for the ending. We kind of end up with like, you've got the protagonist, and then you end up with this really weird, like I would say like 70% of the way into the film. Yeah, it's kind of like you start paying more interest to this police officer who's investigating him, who has lost a daughter from drugs himself, and he's like, no, I'm going to find this cunt at all costs. Yeah. I'm not gonna spoil what happens. Holy fuck, there's a massive spider over there. I hate spiders.
You sorry? No,
Dude.
that's our AD. That's our first AD actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't know Tom Holland was here. Shit, next minute Zendaya is gonna be rocking up, bruh. But yeah, it explores that decay of a character, and I really like the concept of ego, and how it can destroy a human being, and his ego definitely destroys him, and then at the very end, it ultimately ends him because your ego is two extremes, right? You can have a very egotistical person who thinks they're the best and that they're going to get away from everything.
Yeah.
And then you have someone who has absolutely no ego, not an ego death, but below that, where they just think that this is done. This is done, it's over.
Yeah.
And that's where he ends up.
Right.
And it really fucks you off the way that it ends. I'm not gonna explain
I'm
it.
so stoked.
But it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna need a big budget for that one.
Yeah.
But I think those will probably be later in my career.
Yeah.
I think I want to spend a lot of time crafting them.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of shorts that I'm gonna come out with. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm aiming for 6 shorts next year.
Yeah.
Because I want to kind of toy around with a few little concepts.
Yeah.
They're good bidding grounds for producers.
Yeah.
They're good little things to go, hey, this is what I can do.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I've got some connections at Screen Australia that like suggested it.
Yeah.
But yeah, very much I want to end up making films. Like that's it. And a lot of my shit I will probably write. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know how I feel about directing other people's films.
No.
I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know whether I'd be able to do it.
No. You won't be a writer director.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I've heard like with similar things with that, but what I've heard for like music, when someone's written a piece of music for like an orchestra, and then the conductor takes it on, it's like that conductor then has to come in with their own like, no, this is actually how I want it, and you have to almost like disregard what the writer is trying to say. So
Which,
it's a tough thing.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm giving my shit up to be directed by other people. I mean, the police officer one's not going to be directed by me. I'm sure there's going to be influence, which I'm trying to fucking stomp out now because I know that if I go into it like that, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I can't
have
give
to
it
be
to somebody
comfortable
else.
with that.
I can't give it to somebody else and then take it away from them.
Yeah.
That's really bad to do. And so yeah, I'm interested to see how it goes because everything that I've written, I know exactly like the shots that I want, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, that's the feature film. That's how I write. Yeah, your little what goes through your head.
Yeah.
Question really
That's
spiraled
so
there.
sick. I'm so excited
Yeah,
for all
dude.
of those. Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
I was saying the other day, slightly related, how insane it is. Well, actually, I'm going to go back a little bit further. We were talking about the people that we know. I was talking with someone that I work with, and she was saying to me, she goes, you have an absurd amount of connections. Like, you know so many people that do so much cool stuff, and like people that are making movies and people that are making music, and like, because I know people that like used to run the zoo in Brisbane, and like just weird things like that. And it's like, yeah, but I was talking to her about that, and she goes, how do you know all these people? And I was like, when I met them, they weren't doing that. Like, they were just like people, like some of them I worked with in a cafe, so like you I met in uni. We both dropped out, but like with you I met in uni, and like I met a bunch of people from uni, and like people I've met through you, and I'm sure you have the same thing now after your degree as well.
Oh yeah.
And it's like you just meet these people and you build relationships with them and you become friends with them, and then like they come down the line like a year later. And like with you, like I would have never guessed when I met you that we'd be here.
Yeah, no, I had no idea.
Because we were just like we talked about this a bit on your podcast, but like we met in a painting class.
Yep.
In our uni, and we
was
were the
terrible.
only two like visual artists people.
It was
in that
funny
class.
as fuck.
It was so much fun, but we both sucked.
Yeah, because I knew Talista, Tilly.
Yeah.
And yeah, you guys knew each other, and then that kind of like was the connection. And
Yeah.
yeah, I fucking hated that class, dude. I don't think I submitted one assignment to that.
I definitely did.
I
But
didn't.
I'm also a massive suck up.
I just fuck it. I just didn't. I was like, oh, fuck you.
My painting has not improved either. Like
Look, I reckon you could put that in a gallery. In
you
itself.
reckon?
Yeah.
I reckon. All right.
Art's objective.
Yeah.
I
But then
really
you
like
compare it
this.
to
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
This is made with poster paint.
He's incredible.
I know he's an absurd artist, but yeah, no, I was talking about that, and I was like, yeah, I didn't know that was where those people were going to go.
No, dude.
Like, I didn't know that you were going to start making feature films and
No.
like get involved with like these, like have all these connections with like
You-
Screen Australia. And
Yeah,
things like that.
you remember the worst time of my life, dude. I was just like a new kid on the block who knew nothing.
Yeah.
And I had like a massive fucking ego, and I was just on one. I was
Yeah.
like, it wasn't a great time because I was living in Uni Central and like I like all through high school I was like the nerdy arts kid and I was like, no more am I gonna be the nerdy arts kid. I tried
cool
to be,
now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be cool kid. No one gives a fuck in university. By the way, if you're a young student watching this, don't do that. No one cares at university. Everyone's a fucking adult. No one gives a fuck. And if you're that guy, you're probably not gonna do much with your degree.
Yeah. Also, no one will like you.
No one will like you. I figured that out really quickly. But yeah, I was lost and I made some really questionable decisions. But that kind of like ended up as a catalyst for writing, because I remember I wrote my first short film and it fucking sucked. Oh my god, I'm gonna send it to you.
Please do.
And you can clip it and put it in the podcast. I give you permission. It's called Dingo.
You've talked about. Okay. Yeah. All right.
No fucking. I have a copy of it now. I found it.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah,
I remember we talked about this on your podcast.
Yeah. It had no storyline. It was shot over 2 days. There was audio of people talking, like on set, like directional, like, okay, what I'm gonna do is you're gonna like walk over there in the actual action shots, because I didn't fucking sync the audio up.
Right.
It made no sense. It just literally was a nonsense film, to be honest.
Right.
Wow.
And yeah, I really, it hurt my ego a lot, which was good. I was like, wow, I fucking suck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get better. And so I just started writing, and it took a long time to get to where I'm at. But it's that weird barrier of like getting it out of your head that you're a good writer.
Yeah.
I'm not a good writer. I am just a writer.
Yeah.
And I will never be a good writer because I can only get better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What's good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was good 2 years ago, but now I'm way better. Are we throwing up gang signs now?
No, absolutely not. You whipped that out like it was nothing. Sorry, carry on.
I know these things. I know the streets. But yeah, I'm way better than I was like 2 years ago, but I'm still not a good writer. I still have so much to learn. I still have to, now that I'm going to SAE, I've come to the like realization I'm gonna have to do all the shit I hate doing.
Yep.
You know, this call sheet, where did I put that? This is the first ever call sheet I've done up.
Damn.
Ever.
Yeah.
Looks good.
I fucking hated making it.
Yeah, but it looks good.
It's a really good. Well done. But hated making it.
Yeah. But it's useful.
It's really useful. And I was like, once I did it, I was like, oh, that wasn't so hard. I've been putting this shit off for ages.
Yeah.
I know how to do all this shit. I'm just really lazy and I don't.
Yeah.
So now I'm realizing that I have to do it. I don't think I'm going to change my story writing process.
No.
I think that needs to stay how it is, and it'll probably evolve over time. But I think that I need to not worry about like, oh, I'm going to get really into detail about planning, because I think that's what makes people take 4 fucking years to write a screenplay. Is like, oh, you're spending like 2 years planning it, but what if you just fucking did that on the fly?
What if you just wrote it?
Yeah. And once you've written that first draft, you can have a look at it and go, oh, so this needs to change, this needs to change, this needs to change.
I think unless you're Christopher Nolan, you're pretty much fine.
Yeah, exactly. Christopher Nolan. Just waiting for the day. Like, I saw so many memes about like so you're going to use a fake bomb, right?
No.
Right? It's like you're going to use a fake nuke, right?
You're gonna use a fake. You're gonna CGI the plane, right?
Yeah. See, those kind of things. It's just like, yeah, no, and I want to do crazy shit in my career. Yeah. But I think that I want to just take my time. But yeah, no, it's a lot of getting over that ego and learning how to be personal with it. Yeah. I think everything that I've written, I've taken my time to like personally delve into it. I will say being an actor also helped. Yeah. Because I can like delve into a character a lot more as an actor and kind of go, oh, that's not going to work. Yeah. A lot of writers sometimes fuck it up and go, you can do this. And then actors like, what the fuck is this?
This does not make sense. Yeah.
This does not make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I definitely think that the planning aspect of filming is going to get much better. I mean, I've taken some hits this year. Being the COVID, it pushed it back filming so much. We were supposed to start filming in like April. And it actually worked well. I don't regret anything. Yeah. I mean, I'm upset that certain things happened, but I think at the end of the day, it happened for good. Yeah. And there's like little bits and pieces that I'm like, oh shit, that grew and evolved because of it. So it's really cool. But yeah, I mean, I lost. I'll
believe that.
Yeah. I lost 2 of my leads for the feature film. Yeah. They both walked because it was taking a long time, to be honest, and we couldn't come to agreements on certain things, and the script wasn't finished. But to be honest, there was 2 other people that were like waiting, and I was like, okay. Yeah. I needed people who were like 110% dedicated to the story. Yeah. Yeah. And I think once we watch the film, you'll be like, oh, okay, makes sense. But yeah, it's a really complicated film to kind of like work around. But yeah, I've taken some knocks this year, and it's helped a lot. Like reinforce who I am as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very keen to get the list out. It was
gonna be sick. Oh my god.
damn.
It's just settling.
Maybe this is a snuff film. Shit, man. But no, yeah. It's gonna be good. The list actually was born out of like, I need to make something.
Yeah, I need to write something right.
Yeah. And then I was like delving through like family photos, and I was like, oh shit, that's right. My pop left a list. I was like, shit, gotta go. But yeah.
No, we talked about that a little bit when we were doing YouTube stuff. Like I remember very vividly making those first 2 or 3 videos and going, oh, I'm not as good as I thought I was.
Yeah.
And then it's like you go, okay, either I'm going to just not do this, or I'm going to like actually put way more effort into this, and I'm going to actually like get good at this or get better at this. Like, and then like obviously I haven't made a video in a while, so I'm being a bit hypocritical, but we still do.
I think you have to take a break.
Yeah, but and like we were talking about it on the way here. You know, like I've got new ideas now for stuff that I like is way more ambitious than what I was doing before.
Yeah.
And even like when we started doing the podcast, like I remember pitching the podcast to Joe. I pitched Joe my podcast idea. And I wasn't even sure if it was going to be you as a co-host or if it was going to be Joe as like a guest on the first episode, or like what it was going to be. But I remember pitching him it on my like 19th birthday. And being like, all right, we're going to do this. It's going to be sick. I have all the film knowledge. You have all the audio knowledge. Like, you can help me get it set up.
Yeah, all the audio knowledge being what?
Like,
it was like
a year of SAE.
Yeah.
And, and we filmed the first episode and, like, put it up. And I was stoked about it. But now I look back and I'm like, man, we had no idea what we were doing.
I was listening to your Madison episode, and you guys were talking about how you hated the first episode.
Yeah, we still do. But it's growing on me now, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's got that kind of, like, it's got a bit of appeal now.
I think it does. I think it's one of those things where I was talking about this the other day with a friend. I was like, I think that my world's going to come out and I'm going to hate it. I don't care who likes it. I'm going to hate it.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing.
You worked so hard on it.
Because you work so hard on it and you're involved in every ugly process of it. So it's kind of like a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
From the outside, it's going to look really beautiful to people.
Yeah.
But on the inside, it's like, fuck, this is terrible.
Yeah. You've just got to get it out. That's the thing. Like you, and I think that's something that people struggle with a lot, is finding that, like, when am I done?
Yeah.
Like, at what point is this finished?
Yeah.
And I think that's why you got to, like, hand it off to other people in the last couple stages so that they can tell you that it's finished.
It's out of your control. Yeah. Yeah. Which would be cool to see if this has that effect.
Yeah. I'm really keen to see how you go with the journal, actually.
I'm very keen. I'll probably start it, like, literally this afternoon.
Yes.
I got some shit I need to work on. So
yeah. Hell yeah. I'm so excited. I'm going to do some product photos and get all that stuff out of the way. I'm so excited about it. I'm actually like, I haven't been this excited about a project in a while.
Dude, that's
like,
so good.
Yeah. I'm going to put all my marketing knowledge to the test and start shipping physical products.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Make that bank. Make that bank. Go climb for the rest of your life, dude.
Dude, that's the plan. I just want to make climbing documentaries, and I want to do all this, like, I want to make those things that I was telling you about on the way here.
I got something for you, actually. That just sparked it. I literally, like, clocked this. I was like, I need to talk to Frank about this on the podcast. I watched so many climbing documentaries. Dude, I think I like climbing, dude.
Yeah.
I went from like one hike / climb, and I was like, this is cool. Then I watched Everest.
Yeah.
I watched the Summit, the documentary about K2.
Yeah.
I watched a few other like climbing YouTube videos, and I was like, one day we're climbing Everest.
Done.
I'm dead ass.
Let's not do Everest, because Everest kind of sucks. But
K2.
We'll do K2.
K2. Okay. I feel like Everest is easier than K2, so let's definitely do K2.
K2 is the hardest. I'm going to send you a list of. I'm literally writing it right now into.
You know what I think I like about the idea of climbing one of those mountains too is I fantasize about ego, right? Yeah. And I fantasize the idea of an ego death. Coming to terms with the idea that I'm just gonna have to be okay that I might die doing this.
Yeah, that's been the biggest thing that climbing has done.
Which is, I think we talked about it on my podcast, right? It was like my version of that was motocross, and I was like, you know what? If I die doing this, at least I'm fucking having fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yours climbing is that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like an ego death.
I just sent you a list of four things to watch.
Okay.
So you have
I'm
homework.
so keen. Fuck yeah. I'm so keen.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so good.
Yeah, definitely. I literally this morning went and bought like another $800 worth of like climbing gear, because I've like am building towards like shooting climbing documentaries. Yeah. And I need gear for that. Like.
Yeah. No, I need to come climbing one time. That's gonna be cool.
Definitely.
Fuck yeah.
Well,
Maybe inspire
if
some
we do
black shit.
if we do my idea for my YouTube videos, I'm sure we can make something happen.
Fuck yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely doing that. I'm gonna write down ideas for stuff. We're gonna start shooting that next year.
Yeah,
Dude,
sick.
do it.
Yeah.
Make a list. Definitely.
How many episodes? Hey yo. 8 episode launch? 8 episode season 1 launch?
Do it.
Done.
Yeah. You can do seasons on YouTube now too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's definitely what I'm saying.
Hell yeah. That's a good idea. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we're
nice.
doing it. All right. Joe, do you have any questions for Sam? We've probably got like maybe 10 minutes left, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, I have a question about going back to kind of writing and the initial, like, so you're saying like the initial getting your ideas and putting your first idea on paper is pretty like chaotic. Hey,
It's pretty chaotic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are at first.
yeah, right. How do you go about then coming back to that draft and like reining it all in?
Well, I think I definitely follow like the basic structure of a story, right? You know, you've got like, this was the character is right now, this is what he wants, he gets it, it changes, resolution.
Yeah.
I don't use that format 110%. I don't like formats because it's restrictive, right? And so I kind of throw it all out and I just change things up and swap it in. But I always know where I want my character to end up. And so it's like, how do they get there and how do I make this an interesting story? Sometimes like I don't even think about like the rise of conflict and then the resolution. I just like write it. I don't know would be the shorthand for that.
Okay.
I write it down on Google Docs and I kind of look at it and I go, yep, it's like a summary. It's kind of like a biography in a sense. And then I just put it in and I'm like, all right, that worked. But sometimes it's like restructuring dialogue. So I'll go through and I'll read everything. And if it doesn't sound right, I'll change it. I'm doing a bunch of that on my world. Direction, like the directional notes, I'll have a look at it. I'm like, is that possible? Can I work with that?
Yeah.
Is that able to do? I mean, the biggest part of the cop one is like, I'm having to buy latex bodies. That's expensive,
Yeah.
right? And so I'm like, how can I minimalize that? I get one torso that I can change out the writing on.
Yeah.
And you just shoot that torso, a male torso and a female torso.
Yeah.
You can change that up, change the size. I can also just not show it sometimes. I mean, you only have to have that one initial body and people are going to get the point.
Yeah.
I don't need to be showing 15 bodies on camera. Yeah. And so it's things like that I work around. And then I usually just flesh it out a little bit. I'm like, okay, this is boring. Camera's done again, by the way.
That's fine.
Okay, so Black Magic, where we at? I like flesh it out a little bit. I'm like, okay, this needs this there, that needs that there. And then if I read it and I'm like, oh, I just want that little bit of like the piece de resistance. Van, I've told you about Van. It was the slow zoom out to reveal her, eating her boyfriend. I was like, that's fucking dope.
Yeah.
That's the piece de resistance to this whole thing. But then I was like, but wait, add some cop cars that drive in just as it finishes. Turns out this whole thing was fucking a fluke. Makes it even better. I've just double hooked you.
That's the piece de resistance.
Yeah, that's even the France at this point. So it's kind of like, I just try and make it as interesting as possible. And I want to disorientate you. I want you to be disorientated when you watch my films. I'm very much like I wouldn't say realist, but I definitely, no, I'm a realist. You know what I mean? I like the idea of like writing shit that's real. I could never write sci-fi. I fucking hate action movies.
Yeah.
So I want to write some shit that's like somewhere in the between. I really like drama and I'm like, fucking, that's where it's at. And if I make you feel uncomfortable because it can happen in real life, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
good shit.
Yeah.
I'm writing some horror stories and there's nothing to do with supernatural shit. Yeah. There's nothing to do with fucking scary monsters in the dark. It's all real human being shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm exploring like one at the moment about like a young kid who's kidnapped, and like a lot of the inspiration came around the disappearance of that girl, and then I started looking into like Madeleine McCann and like William Terrell, and I was like, this would be a fucking interesting one to tell you, and it's all from the perspective of the kid, and I'm like, it's kind of like a journal in a sense. And I like Lovely Bones exists, but this one's a little bit more not PG. This one's really hard to watch. And I want every parent out there to watch it and feel very uncomfortable. I want them to go home. I want them to hug their kid. I want them to lock their kid in a room. I want them to never let anyone touch their kid again. I want you to be disorientated from my films.
To be uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. Yeah. If I make you uncomfortable, I've done my job. So congratulations. There was a really hard scene in that feature film that I told you about. It's about the low socioeconomic drug trade. where he's not dealing the best of drugs. He's cutting them at this point. There's a point in the script where his girlfriend, he goes to jail. He comes back. He's like put out on bail, and she has used all the drugs that he was supposed to sell and get the money back. And so he cuts it a lot with a lot of shit, definitely fentanyl, and that causes some really big problems.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend then continues to do those drugs, and she passes away, and he flees instead of doing anything about it.
Yeah.
Because he's going to go to jail again. He's already on bail, and when they do the autopsy, she was pregnant. It's I in the script. It's actually in there. Don't not show the baby. I want the baby shown. I want the dead baby shown, because I want that's a hit point that happens in real life. Yeah. My family has like a funeral service. There's some fucked up shit that goes through there. So there's like things like that I'm like, I need it to be real. I want you to watch it, and I want you to go, oh, that shit happens in real life. So it's kind of cool. I think that's the responsibility of filmmakers. You gotta like tell the real world shit too. You can't just always make Star Wars films as much as they're great, but sci-fi's good, but it doesn't tell a real story. So love Stanley Kubrick.
We were just talking about Paths of Glory last week.
I still haven't watched that.
Dude,
I'm gonna watch it
now.
now.
It's my favorite Kubrick movie.
Damn.
It's in my top 4.
I'll watch it.
All right, we'll finish it on this.
Hell yeah.
Top 4 movies of all time.
Oh, that's a hard one. This is gonna sound funny. Definitely Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Love Jurassic Park. I would say Lovely Bones is up there. I do like Lovely Bones. Fucking End of Watch, Jake Gyllenhaal, Michael Pena.
Yeah.
And then probably to top it off, Close Encounters of the First Kind.
Yeah, nice. Very nice.
That's it. Top 4.
All right, that's your watch list. Go watch that.
Go watch those. End of Watch is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
All right. Plug your stuff. Go look at the main camera.
I'm looking at you. Go follow me at Sam Rees _media on Instagram, and pretty much there's a link in bio on that, and you can view all my stuff from there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Go follow Quiet on Set clothing line, coming soon, probably next month.
Hell yeah.
Train. Yeah. Dope. It was so cool being here. If you don't see me again after this, I've been killed because this is a snuff film. I'm going to post a story up this afternoon, and if it goes up, I'm alive.
Awesome. They won't see it anyway because this won't come out for 3 days, but
I'm going to be really fucking rotten. Can you at least film it? I want a documentary. Thanks.
Yeah, we got to show, we have a responsibility as filmmakers.
It's for the Patreon. Yeah, it's for your Patreon. You put it on your Patreon.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming
problem,
on, Sam.
dude.
I'm
Anytime.
so glad we finally got you on.
Fuck yeah. That was sick.
I reckon sometime next year we're going to do a big guest bonanza.
I think so.
And get every guest in some capacity to be a part of a show. So we'll get you back then. You have anything you want to finish on?
No, I don't think so.
All right, sick. Well, thank you so much for listening to or watching this episode of The Froe Show. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope you've enjoyed Sam. Go check him out on all his social media and go check out his films when they release. They're going to be awesome. Keep an eye on him. Give him like a couple years and he'll be somewhere in the US killing it.
Hopefully. Yeah.
I want you to direct a Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
I want to direct a Jake Gyllenhaal movie. I love that man.
Done. All right, that's the goal. 5 years, Jake Gyllenhaal movie. Anyway, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. We hope we got you to work or home safely. Oh wait, we're gonna explain. Oh my god, I'm a terrible person.
What?
It's not gonna. We don't have the cameras on. It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work anyway.
That's fine. We'll do it anyway. We have a tradition at the end of a guest episode. So at the end of our episodes, we go bye, bye, bye. On the guest episodes, we go bye, 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 and you say the last one, and then you get to press the button.
Oh my god, I'm going over.
I might give you Joe. You give him your microphone.
I'm gonna swap over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit, I got so much power right now.
Yeah, you do. You have all the
Which
power.
button am I pressing?
So it's that one.
Pink one.
I feel like I'm in the hot seat now.
You're on the hot seat.
Well.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to do the outro again. And then we're going to go. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Thank you so much for listening to or watching this episode of The Froe Show. Thank you to Sam. I'm really struggling here. Why? Okay, hang on. Let me go again. Okay, one more time. Thank you so much for listening to or watching this episode of The Froe Show. We will see you next week. Go follow Sam on everything. Bye.
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 Yeah.
We got there in the end.